invite all fans to please stand for the national anthem of Canada.
So now it's time for the anthems. Jennifer Tierney will lead us for O Canada, and then Rodney Earl Clark to follow.
O Canada. Please remain standing for God Save the Queen, performed by Rodney Earl Clark.
God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen. God save our Queen.
Let's have a look at the sides then, ahead of this clash. 4 new caps in the side this week, as we've said. 2 Leicester Tigers in second row, Harry Wells and centre Dan Kelly. Alex Dombrandt, the other long-awaited first-timer at number 8. He'll have clubmate Marcus Smith alongside last week's man of the match, Harry Randall, to help steer things through that 8-9-10 axis. Newcastle Falcons' Adam Radwan is given his chance. Eddie Jones saying he's been running so quickly in training, they sometimes can't even see him. Lewis Ludlow continuing as captain. For Canada, well, under Kingsley Jones, 7 debutants this week is followed up, or last week followed up with 2 this week. Starting this afternoon, former Sunwolves flanker Corey Thomas comes into the back row for his debut, with Josh Larson out injured. And in the centre, California-born 21-year-old Lachlan Kratz is alongside Lesage. Lucas Rumble is the captain, and there's one more debutant on the bench in Houston Sabercats prop, Liam Murray. England against Canada kicks off in just a moment. England against Canada, and while there is plenty of summer rugby to be played, not least the British and Irish Lions in South Africa, there's very much the end-of-term feeling here at Twickenham. Alex Dombrandt, smile on the face. It's good to see that, isn't it? I wonder if, like the end of term, the players will be throwing wet sponges at Eddie Jones in the stocks later, that kind of thing. I mean, who knows? Maybe we can look forward to that. Real opportunity. Lewis Ludlam, one of those to lead by example. Ellis Genge talking this week about how he used to skip a Ludlam at Hartpury. Craig Evans is our referee from Wales, assisted by Pierre Brisset and Chris Busby. In the truck, our TMO is Ben Whitehouse.
Canada, you ready?
Adam Radwan then, the Falcons flyer. And there is England's vice-captain in Ellis Genge.
Go. Stay behind.
Plenty of new faces continuing to want to impress Eddie Jones. As Marcus Smith gets another July afternoon of rugby underway at Twickenham. It was Ellis Gench who followed up pretty swiftly to make their hit, and there's an immediate penalty for England as Canada get isolated and England pile the pressure on.
Last week, Sam Underhill was absolutely all over the place, and he's just made his statement about what he's doing at the breakdown and how he's going to punish Canada if they don't look after the ball.
Canada, let's go, Mark.
Two things I couldn't think worse of doing, actually. Making a tackle and getting a turnover.
Stay 10.
That would match your career stats, wouldn't it?
Ball is in from England. Opportunity to attack from that line out off the penalty immediately, and now they're rumbling around towards that left corner. Was it under the mitt of Jamie Blamire? England are over the line. Who is the scorer under the pile of bodies? I think it may well be the Newcastle Falcons hooker. 60 seconds on the board, and England have their first try.
What a moment for this young man. Last week he got a charge down try, and on his second cap, first start, 5 points in the bag. Awesome work from England, great drills. Canada are all over the place defensively. They first got set, but England were patient. They built and took their time, and then they found the weak shoulder, rolled round towards the touchline, and great finish.
Great start from England, exactly what we wanted. Probably didn't get this last week, but that is ideal. You can't get any better than that. If he keeps scoring tries at this rate, he's undroppable, isn't he?
I know, 2 caps, 2 tries for Jamie Blamire. He only made his first Premiership start on New Year's Day against Bristol. Marcus Smith swings the right peg. He had a few wide out on the left last week to contend with, but he's nailed the first of them this week. What a nerve settler that will be. England 7, Canada 0, with only 2 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, awesome start from England. Their line-out drills were brilliant last week, and it's a great start from Blamire, making sure that he hit his jumper, and then there was no way that ball was going to be transferred to anyone else.
Peter Nelson with the restart. Now it's Don Brandt. Oh, and he manages to barge his way through the first tackle as well. So many looking for him to bring that Harlequins club form. Oh, Joe Fokkana-Singh just not able to hold the big missed pass that came from Henry Slade. Would have expected better hands from him there.
Okay, sorry, it was not on the touch. Canada.
It was a shame. We saw some good stuff from Fokkana-Singh last week, and Henry Slade, his passing detail was unreal last week, and you know, that's just a simple error. Get the nerves out.
Canada walk in.
Yeah, unfortunate start there. That's the exit we want to see. We want to see England playing with ball in hand. Unfortunate error on the end, but right intent from the start.
Canada look to go to the tail. They've barely had any ball, and in fact they start to spill what ball they do have. It's Ross Brodie, the 21-year-old, who then gets them going, but coming back through the gap, it's the skipper, Lucas Rumble. Ball is onto the hooker, Andrew Quattrin. Canada through Nelson. Just looking to ask questions on the edge of England's 22. Back to the left they go. Justice Sears Duru. Seattle Seawolves prop. Now it's Nelson. One of the older names, or older faces, I should say, just on his 9th cap. But given the youth that's in the side, the likes of Lachlan Kratz at 12, who's just 21, Ross Brodie as well. Canada get a penalty, and they're not here to try and knock 3 points over and stay in touch. Peter Nelson says we're going to kick it into the corner as well.
It was a basic error from Yules at the line-out. I think England need to make sure that they're controlled with their set-piece control, that the defence was absolutely brilliant coming off the line. Canada didn't really have many options, although we had the winger, Davis, putting his arm up for that crossfield, so it's going to be an interesting one if Nelson does put that in.
Rumble, the front option. They look to go to the back, and they do just wrestle it down, and Vikilani had it. Has he smuggled it back to Quattrin? Either way, the Canada pack are trying to get a bit of a forward rumble on here, but it's just stopped momentarily. Someone may need to ring a bell every time I say rumble rumbles.
Not going anywhere.
Let's try and avoid that. England get a key turnover, though. They managed to stop the Canadian momentum there, and that means that they will get the foot into the scrum if the ball is held up off the floor and Canada can't find a way to play the ball. Well, then it is an England put-in, and that is a key bit of defence. Tom Mitchell will be enjoying what he sees in that department.
Yeah, it's definitely something they would have been working on this week. Last week we saw USA got a couple of easy tries from line out, and England's defence was all over the place. They put up a big pressure in the air. Although the Canadians managed to get it, it's good work from Harry Wells on the floor, getting his arm in and making sure the ball didn't come back.
He's a Leicester nose, that's what he is. Real nuggety.
I can see your shoulder from where I'm standing.
Yes, Harry Wells talking, Charlie Ewell's talking about Harry Wells this week. Says he's a nuisance. He's old school Leicester, cut from that mould. But he's rather pleased that he's got the nosing on his side.
Excellent, keep it like that.
They're a strange breed,
It stays like that.
but you need them.
Crouch!
You've got to be to put your head there.
Exactly. You do need them.
You may just notice there's a slight shift in technique as the way the rest of the back five engage on their knees to begin with. We'll maybe have a look at that a little later, see if Joe Marler might have something to add. But in the meantime, Randall plays it away for Thock and a Singer. Back in field we come to Blamire, the try scorer. Smith is looking out to his left. Is he going to kick? Is Slade wanting a little more? I think it's going to come off the boot of the Bristol scrum half first of all, who has gone with safety first.
Yeah, good basic drills from Harry Randall. Last week there was a lot of pressure. You see the boys looking after him. It's really important for a right-footed kicker that the people at the back of the breakdown also put their right foot back, because that acts as a blocker. It gave him enough time. Not great distance, but it did get off the field.
Not sure if the overthrow was entirely deliberate. A little messy from a Canadian point of view, and in fact
12, you've got to roll
Sam
away.
Underhill seemed to be the one to come away with it, but
affecting the clear
it's a
out.
Canada penalty.
12 made a tackle, not rolling away.
Yeah, just back on Harry Randall and his kicking. Eddie wants England to do this box kicking style. So it's something that he has to get right and has to be good at if he wants to get in front of the likes of Ben Youngs that are textbook England Eddie Jones style game of rugby. So he'll be concentrating on that today, and that's a good start from him kicking wise. England unlucky there. They just don't want to give too many penalty ways in this part of the field early on.
How many?
Dan Kelly, another one of those from the Leicester stable, making his debut this afternoon. He was in the Ireland under-20s. Youngest starting England centre for 16 years, but it's Canada on the ball and looking to try and put a bit of width on it here, and they might have managed to isolate Freddie Stewart, and perhaps the ball needed to go from Cooper Coates. Scored on his debut last week against Wales. Canada found themselves in a really advantageous position there. Back in it goes to Vikilani. It's there for Quattrin.
Back, right back! Advantage offside,
Going to try and pick and go, but Charlie Ewell's
feet back two!
managing to get himself in the way.
Leave! Still an advantage, 7 feet.
Advantage being played. Nelson's gone for one over the top. Stewart thought he might intercept
Okay,
it.
5 and 8.
Canada knew they had a shot to nothing.
5 and 8. Offside and 7 not supported. Yeah. You got 5 and 8. Offside, hands past the breakdown, and you got 7 off each on a jackal.
So started with an unbelievable ball from Vikilani, giving the width to the Canadians. I cannot believe he did not pass that ball. That was a simple 2-on-1. And an opportunity really lost. The ball over the top, you can see what Nelson's trying to do to find his winger Davis, but you've got to be frustrated with those moments.
I hope Cole Davis has let him know. You need that pass. That was a walk-in for him. Oh, I'd be fuming.
He was 24 on Tuesday, Cole Davis. He's been denied an extra birthday present at Twickenham then.
Hey, let's go. Angie, come on. Don't let milk it, don't let it.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Ross Brody, South African-born man, played a bit of rugby at the Bulls, and he wants to try and quick tap. He's against an England 9 that'll do plenty of that, but it's Brody who has hit back for Canada.
His feet
Quick thinking and quick scoring from the Canadian scrum half.
Superb work from Brody. Last week he got points on the board early from a quick tap, shifted the ball to the edge, and now it's him. He kept hold of it. England punished at the punished at the scrum, and he went before anyone was set. There was nothing England could do. That's awesome from the Canadian number 9.
Yeah, he's standing, thinking, quick thinking from him. And good finish too. Got through a couple of hard tackles there.
Yeah, low centre of gravity, managed to dodge the big hits, ride them, and then get himself over the line.
Conversion's good from Nelson. Canada starting well last week, starting well this week. 7 points apiece after 10 minutes.
England talking to the ref too much for me at the minute. Just a little bit too much back chat. Sam Underhill, the first penalty, and then again after the try. Just concentrate on the game, fellas.
Advantage.
Newstomp's been knocked forwards. Wasn't tidy from Connor Keys.
Hold.
So England with a knock-on advantage. Smith.
Okay, advantage. Penalty
coming
advantage
back.
now. Offside
There is
by
a
red.
penalty advantage on an offside, so Smith almost manages to sidestep his way through, but he's able to pop it up for Dan Kelly. He's a direct runner and he takes the yards, but Randall, having looked to the left, or looked to the right, decided to go round to the left, gives it to the skipper Ludlow, then Genge, then Smith, then the ball over the top, but it's not going to find Underhill. Will come back for the penalty. Yeah, with a real opportunity of a shot there, but not quite able to take it, Nolly Waterman.
Yeah, I got 2 penalties for offside now.
Yeah, there's a temptation.
And there's a tackle there. I didn't see any foul play live. I know Ben will check in the background anyway.
Yeah, I think they are going to need to take a second
Number
look
6.
at that tackle.
Offside.
England need to be patient. They don't need to take that temptation of
Well,
throwing the ball and loads and loads of tempo, and actually their basics are falling apart because of it.
You want corner?
Radwan's
Okay,
unfortunate
corner.
because he'd gone off his wing to try and find the ball, and if he'd actually stayed on his touchline, he would have had a debut try there. But he's trying not, he's got to get off his wing, trying to find the ball. You can't fault him for that. Just got to pick the right time. Probably that was the time to stay on his wing.
Canada, line is yours.
If we're to have anybody talking about
Line is
trying to
yours.
find the ball and get some scores in, I think Chris Ashton is our man.
I'm qualified for something.
I think
This
you
is
are.
still a 10
I think
point.
you are. We'll take that. Ludlam jumps at the front. England engage, and it looks like it could be Blamire again. Canada bring it down. Illegally so. The referee will say penalty try. It's an instant 7-pointer. It won't be one chalked up against Blamire or anybody else. But it is one to the forward pack and the effort of the catch and drive.
Number 4.
England up to 14.
Number 4. It's a clear collapse on Maul. Probably trying to be scored. Yellow card. Number 4.
And it's Regan O'Gorman who has been the man the referee spotted having given it away. And it's deemed as a professional foul. It's a yellow card, and 14 will be those who stay on the field to continue the Canadian effort.
It's a shame he's gone off, but the Canadians really struggling with England drills. They stay down to try and get a little shove on England and not allow them to get through, but they stay tight, and they can see they're collapsing it, they're bringing it down. And that's easy 7 points for England.
And the yellow card for Canadian number 5.
Into the second row for Josh Larson this week, Regan O'Gorman, but O'Gorman, he'll be playing 10 minutes and 10 minutes less than he'd have liked to. Genge. There for Randall.
Stay behind. Use. Hold.
Dombrek giving chase. Randall's not got too many yards on that. Ball tap back for Blamire. He'll do the tidy up work. Genge will release Smith. They could have a bit of width here if England could find the ball out to the wider areas. Underhill. Now Randall, sensing he had a chance of having dragged Peter Nelson forwards. Nelson, plenty of time to try and send this back. Stewart calls.
Advantage.
Randall, Smith. Well, acres of room out on the left here. And it is going to be Radwan off Slade and looking to try and straighten. And this is what he can do. It is a bit of Egyptian injection. And Adam Radwan, one shot, one kill.
Eddie Jones said he's got some pace. We've seen it in the Gallagher Premiership. but to see him do it in a white shirt is something else. He is electric.
Not a bad first touch, that. Yeah, outstanding. Just shows him big. Don't give him space. He's gone. Perfect way to get into the game. He didn't need to stay on his touchline. Look, he came in and got the ball.
Give it that.
7 tries in 11 in the Premiership for Adam Radwan. Missed a couple of months with a knee injury, but all the mechanics and the body seem to be working just fine there. Canada down to 14. England up to 21, leading 21-7. And I think we can hear from Joe Marler, who is watching on from the touchline. What are you seeing, Joe? 2 forward tries so far.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to comment on Radwan's try, no?
Feel free. Feel free.
Okay, well, he's rapido, and that looks a lot like the clip in The Week on Instagram. But a lot of people won't know this, that he didn't actually score that. If you watch the clip the whole way through, Richard Hill puts his hand up at the end of that clip to say that it was in touch. So it was actually nice to see him dot that down over the try line properly this time. Is that what you were looking for from me, or do you want me to talk about scrums?
There's plenty of time for that. I think your expertise on Adam Radwan not being in touch was just what the doctor ordered. Thanks, Joe.
No worries, all the best.
Joe Marler working on reception for us here at Twickenham. Back in for Vikilani.
Advantage forward side.
Here's Duru. Good position this for Canada.
And 7 at top
Brody. Little soft hands for the shorter pass. Nelson wanting to use Kratz. Oh, he's done well here. They are excited about the possibilities that he may open up, and Nelson bouncing his way.
Okay, no advantage.
Through Harry Randall. There's no advantage coming to Canada. They're certainly looking up for it when they're on the ball.
4.
We can't stress enough.
And 7 the wrong side.
Canada this week, USA last week. It's their first and second games in 21 months.
Yes.
And, well, Kingsley Jones talking about the fact that ahead of that Wales game last week, they'd arrived on the previous Sunday. They couldn't train the Monday in order to pass a full batch of COVID testing. They had a double session on Tuesday, then a session on Thursday ahead of the game. So this week, it's all been about making sure the body height's better in terms of discipline, their motion onto the ball, but such a challenge to be able to get everyone on the same page in such a short period of time.
It is, but it's these types of tours that actually really galvanise you as a team, and you can learn so much about each other. The coaches will be spending a load of intense time. It's a big miss from Nelson. He's put it dead, and so it's a scrum back to England. I think for me at the moment, if we ignore, well, this is the kit, you can see it going past.
He's going to keep his elbow up, and you're going to follow your feet.
That's a big miss. For me, as England, they're giving away far too many penalties. They've come in, they're all, you know, it's really important that they don't simmer over. Yes, they want to get out of the blocks. Yes, they want to be intense. But actually, all they're doing is allowing Canada to have the territory and possession.
What's the former England women's fullback, Nolly Waterman, with us at Twickenham this afternoon. England get the penalty from the scrum if they want it. The advantage being played. Will they choose to play it a little bit? Now there's that big left to right out for Joe Thockiner-Singer, but they were able to shut the space down pretty well. And England are having to do some work to try and secure possession here.
Okay, here's a knock on there off a boot.
Then had a little knock on. Last week there were a fair few penalties at scrum time, and England waited until the referee gave the full arm and blew the whistle, and then were kicking to corners. The fans would love them to be running these penalty advantages, but I guess if they knock on like that, then perhaps there's an argument for the former.
Yeah, they've got massive dominance, but I think it's really important that even if you've got dominance, you don't have to go and absolutely leather the opposition, because like you say, they've got an amazing back line. Ugo last week in pitch side was just saying, give it to the backs, and I think it is that fine balance if you go for the penalty or whether you just unleash an amazing attack.
Well, England had a virtual two-man line out there, and it's Ellis Gent who comes storming through the middle. He's not looking for an initial offload. Maybe he should have done, but Randall now out to Slade. Then it's Dombrand floating it out for Thockiner-Singer, and he's over in the corner.
Okay, very good. Very good.
England get their third try inside the first quarter of the match.
Yeah, great finish in the corner by Big Joe. Thought Ellis could have gone all the way himself. I was hoping he was going to. But in the end, he did the typical prop and find the nearest person to him to try and finish it. Well-worked line-out, quick line-out, caught Canada off guard. Good finish by Joe in the corner.
I say third try. Third try they've run in. Of course, the penalty try as well is a fourth, so quite the start.
And so awesome to see Don Brandt shifting the ball. He's such a good rugby player. We've seen him do a lot of damage in the Premiership, but just showing his skill set that no matter what number's on your back, you can still put the ball in front of the player, and it's finished off nicely by the big, powerful winger.
Thought for a moment that Ellis Genge was going to carry a couple of Canadians with him over the line, but last line of defence did the job. England scrambled well to get the try in the corner. Faultless afternoon so far as Marcus Smith is concerned. England 28, Canada 7.
Yeah, the Canadians creating a dogleg with their defence coming up a little bit high. Ellis Genge with a wonderful line, and unfortunately not finishing it off, but the boys kept it alive. They kept confident with moving it. Simple hands to the edge and then a run in for the big man.
Okay.
Kelly.
Offside.
Oh, it was an offside from Canada right from the restart.
Scrum. Scrum.
A simple error from Canada from the restart. You can't be in front of the kicker, and they are things that the referees and assistant referees are looking for. It's just a simple error and an easy let-in for England. I used to love this position on the field as a fullback. Centre field scrum, loads of space. Hopefully they give it to the speedy ones on the edge.
Yeah, they've got to go left here. I think Slade is primed on the left-hand side.
Bind.
Freddie Stewart and the fast man, Radwan, get the ball to him, get him up that touchline.
England evenly split left and right, 3 and 3.
Okay,
they've got another penalty advantage, but Randall is going to run this down the left side, and it's Slade offloading for Stewart. Radwan without too much room to get going there. And the big bust forward, Ludlow getting in to add the support. Smith, Genge. Randall, Smith, Kelly then looking for the Singer again, looking to try and just go room one through Peter Nelson and getting his second score for England, the 5th of the match. But Nelson, unsurprisingly, is just being asked how he is, because Joe Thockiner-Singler was prepared to see right through him.
Well, if you've got the power, why not use it? Last week we saw the pace, and he is absolutely ruined Nelson in that carry. Just batters him out of the way and finishes it off. That's what you want from someone with that much size. Would you have stood in the way?
Nelson looked a little bit like Mike Catt then, didn't he? Good to see Big Joe doing that. He's had a long time out this season with injuries. So just great for his confidence to see him carrying the ball, beating defenders. That'll do him wonders and set him in good stead for next season.
Thank you, Ben.
And no, Nolly, by the way. I would not be standing in his way.
We nearly had another wardrobe malfunction on Joe Thockiner-Singler this week. As he just squeezed it through again. It is inch perfect from Marcus Smith. England up to 35.
It's awesome work from England. They took the ball onto the far left-hand touchline from the set piece, and then they shifted it, basics, moved it, showed that if they keep ball in hand, they're dangerous, and the Canadian defence are all over the place.
Nelson, Don Brandt. Just a little lateral move to try and
Inside.
himself a bit more time.
Use it!
Randall. Radwan tried to get up, but it was really good work from Cooper Coates. And for Vikilani, Toronto Arrows number 8.
Advantage knock on.
Had his debut
knock on.
last week against Wales, but it's turnover ball for England, and Smith
Advantage
shapes to the right,
hold.
then spirals it up that left side. And Smith is leading the charge here. Canada almost a little pedestrian on it for a moment, then Nelson. Now it's down for Randall. Sends the Leicester Tigers fullback Stewart after this.
Back by Canada.
May have got to it, but the referee says it came back from Canada.
Use it!
And for Brodie. Got that Toronto Arrows connection. Canadian through 7, 8 and 9. Now Radwan invited to come onto it again, gets the offload away. Underhill. We're setting them the platform, their own 10-metre line. Smith. Canadian defence is narrow. If England can find a bit of width on it. Randall. Not going to sing it. Coming straight up the middle this time, and then the offload for Smith. The juggle from the fly half. Then he chips it through, and this is for Dan Kelly to chase. Nelson has lost it. Tidy up job may not be good enough, and it may have just got away from Henry Slade.
Okay, time off. Slow it down.
I don't think he managed to get there in time.
Slow it down. I got it, I got it.
Look on Henry Slade's face, I think, tells you everything as Ludlow comes over to congratulate the effort, but I'm not sure this one is resulting in the try.
Before I check the ground in, I will check a potential forward pass by England 10 up on the 10-metre line. If that pass is good,
Craig Evans,
then I want to look
at a few earlier moments to check. He wants to see whether Marcus Smith actually passed it forwards to Stockton and Singer, I think.
Because they haven't got a clear ground that is too tight. So I'm going to leave it to you if you can show me the angles, please.
So we could be coming all the way back to the halfway as to whether the ball has come forward out of Marcus Smith.
Perfect, Ben, thank you.
In fact, it was Stockton and Singer to Smith.
Yeah, that's forward for me. You look at the angle of his hands and obviously the angle of the ball, but wonderful skills from Marcus Smith. Playing pat a cake with himself.
Did well to get hold of it in the end, but tricky one that. He's sort of in line with it.
That angle looked like it actually came out backwards.
Yeah, Ben, from what I'm seeing on the ground, tell me if I'm wrong. That's not clearly forward for me. It looks out of the hands backwards, so I'm happy with that pass.
I am completely with you. It's a flat pass. Okay. We're going to move on to the grounding now.
Yes, please. Yeah, so the pass is good. If you just check the grounding, please.
No grounding there, or is there? Left hand on it. Has Henry Slade pulled off the impossible here?
Yeah, Craig.
Yeah.
The ball is knocked on by White.
So the ball is knocked on?
Yes.
So obviously, because he doesn't have to be in control of the ball, all he needs is downward pressure.
Yeah, the ball is up in the air when he makes contact with it.
So the ball is up in the air when he makes contact. There's a knock on by White, no try, and scrum on a 5 to Canada.
Correct.
Okay. No try, lads. Knock on, scrum Canada.
It's a real shame, but Craig Evans has spoken through that really clearly.
Knock on.
Unfortunately, making contact with the ball before it's on the floor.
After all that, Henry Slade messes up the easiest bit. All he had to do was put it down. Good build-up, though. Big Joe's off his wing inside Marcus, finding the ball. He gets it, makes a good offload. And Marcus and Dombrandt, Alex Dombrandt, side by side as they do at Harlequins.
Okay, we're not rushing this process.
Sure, we'll see a bit more yet of that in the game to come.
Crouch. Bind. Set and hold it. Hold up. Yes.
Canada scrum is going to be under plenty of pressure here. Look at the front row already coming up. Vikilani is looking to try and get away, and in fact,
that was different.
Canada have done well enough to earn themselves the penalty under their own posts, because that England 8 were looking to try and monster them.
Yeah, they've clearly got massive dominance from the England pack, but Evans, the referee, saying that Joe Hayes is coming in on the angle.
Don't forget, we have, well, plenty more rugby for you. Ireland against the USA tonight at 7:15 is live on the Channel 4 Sport YouTube channel. Ireland's pre-test tour matches, highlights on all four. And the test matches 24th, 31st of July and the 7th of August on Channel 4 against South Africa, and of course the official Lions films that we have for you. 1997 added there as well to 2001, 2005 and 2009, available on all four. And if you fancy the World Cup final, it is coming home after all. From 1966, restored in colour, England against West Germany. Well, that is on 5:40, Channel 4.
It's interesting reading what the players say about the man on the screen, Rob Howley. He's come in, he's not just looking at the attack with the back, he's actually been working with this Canadian pack, working on their handling, their footwork pre-contact. Man with that much experience is obviously going to be able to bring a lot to a team like this.
Brodie did well in terms of handling just a moment ago with the ball right on the bootstraps. Jake Ilnicki is just staying down for a moment, looking quite uncomfortable. Not an ideal moment.
Extra step, push.
Brodie, Nelson, a little bit deeper.
Stop.
Wants that coming down just outside the 22. It may just be a little further, and Thokanasiga jumps and calls the mark.
Yeah, it's a shame Nelson just put a bit too much on that. By the ball going into the 22, it allowed Thokanasiga to take the mark.
Sorry, boys. I've been asked to stop the game by the match day doctor, so I'm going to stop it. OK, time off. I'll come and check what's wrong. You're going to go back.
Referee's been asked to pause the game for the attention that Ilnicki requires. Earning his 40th cap today. Seattle Seawolves
yeah,
prop.
I was standing on tight dead side. Different picture when across. Yeah.
Oh, now then. Lewis Ludlow has reached through. I don't know whether there was some contact there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like his knee collides with his head. I have no idea what Lewis Ludlow is trying to do. Is it clearly taking one on the nose?
Look, if it is, the TMO is sweeping everything. Have a confidence, good.
Well, Ben Whitehouse will no doubt be having a look at it regardless.
Have they made the sub, what does? OK.
Communication you expect will communicate with Craig Evans.
I think it's obviously accidental there from Ludlow, but at the same time, you've got to have control. You can't just raise your knee into someone's nose.
Go with the mark again, lads.
And also, why would he be doing that? Because there was nothing he could do.
So you want to do a formal check?
Well, here we are. This is Ben Whitehouse coming in and telling the referee there needs to be a formal check on it.
If you just tell me exactly what you want me to look at.
And this is the question, what exactly is Ludlow attempting to do here?
A player making contact with
Gloucester
the
and
knee
England
to the face of a Canada player.
OK.
Yeah, we're going to play them now.
I don't know whether he was thinking of trying to reach through and ruck the ball back with his foot.
To me, that looks deliberate, and unfortunately, it's a strike to the face, so that we're probably looking at a red card.
Just give us space, just give us space. What do you think?
It is not looking good currently for the England captain.
It's just the height he gets, isn't it, with his knee? It's so high, he's trying to get it over.
So I think it's the captain, England captain, with his right knee.
OK, Ben, looking at the footage, you can see obviously forwards looking to come over the breakdown step across it. He has made contact with the knee. The question we got asked to start with is this: have we got foul play?
Yes, correct. I can see him trying to step over the rock, and he does make contact with the knee direct to the face of Canada 3.
That's the key question, isn't it? From referee Craig Evans, is it foul play?
Are we looking at just a clumsy action, and there's no high level of danger for me. There's no real force in it. Sorry? Yeah, he has gone off for a HIA to be checked. I'm on the feel that maybe a yellow card for this and not a red.
Just listening in to the officials to see how they work through the
he's not in control, no real force
protocols.
Or speed. Precaution's gone off to get a check. I'm at yellow card on field.
Craig Evans, clearly,
the fact of the matter, it's a clumsy action. He's trying to step over the ruck
Ben
by the looks
Whitehouse.
of it, but he does make contact knee to face.
Clearly erring on the side of it being almost a rugby incident.
Okay. I know you come over and try to disrupt the ball without you, but you have got a duty of care of where you're putting your legs. Your knee has come over. It is clumsy. He's made contact with the head of the Canadian player. There's no force or real speed in there. It's clumsy. It's going to be a yellow card.
Is he on? Is the three on?
He's gone for a HIA.
Your thoughts, Nolly Waterman?
I personally think he's very lucky. I think it isn't an action that we want to see. And although Craig Evans is saying there's not too much intent there, a player has gone off with a blood in nose and an HIA, and it's things we don't really want to be seeing in rugby.
I almost wondered as he was explaining it and then hearing himself say you have made contact with the head and the player's gone for an HIA, where he might almost talk himself into saying, do you know what, this probably should be a red card, but he's stuck with yellow. Are you on board with that, Chris Ashton?
Yeah, I thought Craig Evans handled that really well. Explained everything. And it was clumsy. I don't think there was anything more than that. It's just clumsy, and unfortunately, players had to leave for a HIA. That's the real issue here.
So 2 yellow cards in the first half. We've had one earlier for Regan O'Gorman. And it's now the England skipper, Lewis Ludlow, who is taking a 10-minute break.
Perfect.
England down to 14.
So you're captain now, okay? When you're captain now.
Line in from Quattrin. Plenty of talk about the leadership work that Ellis Genge has been doing. He's vice-captain, so he will take over the leadership for the next 10 minutes at the very least.
Hold, what, back.
Brody for Nelson, goes for the little midfield chip on the way through. It's really well claimed by Radwan.
Number 5 collapsing them all.
Thought it was Jordan Pickford there for a second.
It was pretty impressive, wasn't it? Penalty advantage is being played against Charlie Ewels, though. So Canada will have another chance, and it looks like Nelson wants to put this into the corner, maybe a little more safely than the earlier effort.
England did a good job in the initial Moore defence, but it's too obvious there for Ewels. He's dropping himself to the ground, which brings them all to the floor. They need to be careful because those penalties are giving Canada so much territory without really having to earn it.
Another penalty advantage. And that time it's against Harry Wells. Wonder how long England's second rows are going to be able to stay on the field without the referee deciding one of them needs to leave the field as well. In the meantime,
still advantage
Canada with the advantage. Vikilani. Siasduru wants to try and get low and tunnel on his 54th appearance for Canada, but
captain Ellis, please.
Now going to be Ellis Genge to get a talking
All
to.
on the top one is simple: 2 consecutive mauls, 2 consecutive penalties. A clear collapse from 5, you kick the touch maul, clear collapse from 4. If they get the touch again and it's a clear defence, somebody's going to go. There's a word of 4 and 5, please. Yeah.
Wacko Karma.
Time's off the second, he's in a word.
Smooth.
Happy? One, you're good? Okay.
Well, whether it was Wells or Ewell, certainly the two of them were involved, and each of them have been pinged out of the last 2 catch and drives that Canada have tried to effect. They need to be whiter than white now.
Please. In and set. Clear indication.
Look at that penalty count. England double the amount, 10 to 5. Canada go to the front. Ball to Vikilani.
Keep it back, 7.
Quattrin trying to get onto it as well.
Okay, red to ground, red to ground. Ball is available. Hold.
Very happy enough that Canada got that one to ground. Now it pops up. Pratt's running into his own man. Delivery was from Rumble.
Roll away wide, thank you. Step.
Good angle running in from Cooper Coates, but it was a door slammed pretty hard in his face. Brodie.
Nothing for me, nothing for me.
Thought for a moment he might be there. Vikilani looks to try and pick to the right. Genge and Underhill bring down the portcullis. Brodie, more width now.
Yeah,
Nelson,
advantage.
can they find a little more room on the right-hand side to score the try? It's Kainoa Lloyd. Opened the scoring in Cardiff last week, and he's on to the scoreboard at Twickenham this week. Canada finally get reward for their time in England's 22.
Check for that. Please, check for that.
Fair play, taking their opportunities. We saw it last week against the Americans. England struggling with that maul defence. But Canada were patient and they shifted it to the edge. This time the ball went to the winger and it's a 2-on-1. Little stutter step. Lovely finish from the speedster.
They were really composed there, Canada. Took the time, picking and going. Picked the perfect time to go wide, and they deserved the try. A lot of it has been down to England giving penalties away, but full credit to Canada. Done a great job every time they've been inside the 22 so far.
Yeah, although we're seeing some big defence from England, they got very, very narrow. Saw Henry Slade in between the posts, which allowed the outside back so much space to cover. And Canadians were able to pick it off.
Okay. No, not gone. Thank you, Ben.
Peter Nelson having his wide angle kicking tested as much as Marcus Smith. Equal to it. Gets Canada up to 14, England on 35, with 6 minutes remaining in the first half. Keys. Steadier with that kick receipt.
Use!
Brodie calling the skipper rumble over.
That's inside, Red. Inside. Use it!
Here the referee and the players asking that the ball was still inside. It's all about the 22 for anyone new to the game of rugby. Provided the ball was inside the 22 and it's kicked straight out, Canada. They can have the line out there rather than it needing to bounce infield before it goes out.
Canada. No problem. Thank you.
On me! Who's in it? Come on, sir. Cole Walsh, go on.
Lemire in for Wells.
Stay. Leave the legs. Keep it up.
Harry Wells was last at Twickenham, playing in the European Challenge Cup final with Leicester Tigers.
9-us-once.
Randall looking to go digging for it. Is it apparent, or is this coming back on the
ball is
Canadian
there. The
side?
ball's
No,
available.
referee has
Leave it.
spotted it.
Red, leave. The ball's available. Clearly called.
Kelly back inside for Genge and finding himself on the break again. Randall again. Through to Smith. Oh, that's gone through the legs of Stewart, and Canada tried to make the most of some loose ball here as Cooper Coates hacks it on. Radwan got a good job to put on the afterburners and get back and protect that ball. Penalty now comes to England.
Release. No release. The tackler.
No release.
No release.
As you can hear, England will have all the time in the world to clear this.
No release from the tackler.
Some really good defence, scrambling back. Radwan showing his pace, not just ball in hand, but also in defence. That timing of getting on the ball and looking after it is a hard skill. People think it's a lot easier than it actually is, but he does really well. And the Canadians have to show a clear release. They have to show daylight between their hands and going onto the ball. And a bit of relief for England.
Yeah, I thought Marcus Smith went wide a little bit too early there. Ellis Genge got good yards up the middle again. I think he should stay up the middle on that occasion. Canada now expecting them to shift the ball early now. England just stay up the guts and keep carrying like Ellis. That's all we need to do.
White hooker will move. This is ridiculous. If I give you a mark, you stand in it and I'll bring them in. There's a mark and let's stand in it, the white. Control your men. Control your men and I'll deal with it.
Hey guys, on me.
Hold on.
Referee having to lay the law down a little to Cole Keith, the replacement who's come on.
Let's close it a bit, it's too far.
While Il Nicky has the HIA. Good jump from Yules. Oh, skipper started the last 3 tests for England. Blamire. Well tackled by Keys. Last time Connor Keys was here was to watch an Army-Navy match.
Forehead, collapsing.
Crossfield kick passes meant for Radwan. Got off the floor well to claim it, but had no room to get the legs going. But back in it is for Randall, but England just looking a little unstructured here. Now Smith is in position. Time to just kick the corners, perhaps. Ball sits up.
Forehead collapse.
Coming all the way back for the advantage. There was talk last week about England not making the most of what they call transition play, Chris Ashton.
Collapse.
Explain to us what that is.
Well, in that situation, when you've got an advantage, you want to use it better. England didn't really, in my opinion, need Marcus just to take more of a grip, and that's his job there at fly half, to take more of a grip on those situations and command the ball, put the plays where he wants them, and ultimately get his own hands on the ball and get himself in some space. Didn't quite do that on that occasion, because we want to see Marcus on the ball, Nolly, don't we?
Yeah, indeed, and I think that there was a little bit of unstructure because he had to go in to look after the ball on the breakdown for Radwan. So there was
against you. You've already been one yellow.
I think it was Henry Slade at scrum half, but Henry Slade, absolute belter of a kick. That's what the forwards want.
Yeah, left peg right into the corner. The assistant referee had to stand right on the corner flag and check which side it went. It went the side that we needed it to from an England perspective. Blamire.
8, what colour?
England driving over the line. The try, the inevitable result.
Ooh. Is it a fact because of the maul?
Blamire getting the plaudits.
Okay.
Harry Wells coming up.
Okay, time off. Time off. Let me speak to Pierre. Hold it.
We've just got a moment's time off, though.
The call-in was from about Dom Brandt, England number 8.
Okay. The call was a little bit broken, so did you say...
Number 8 was offside.
Oh, number 8 red was offside?
Yeah, won the ball, but advantage.
Oh, so it wasn't against white then?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. No, fine. Sorry. Try is good. My confusion with colour. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, thank you. Ellis. Yes, fine.
Relief all round. The try will stand.
I only stopped out there because it
is Blamire
offside, and I thought it was against 8 white joined early, so I just wanted to double check.
England getting themselves up to 40 as we tick to minute 40.
We're seeing it a lot more backs. Normally the centres joining those mauls, adding their weight, and you could see the damage with Slade and Kelly coming in.
Sorry, Pierre, just a bit of confusion with the problems there, mate. No problem. Thank you.
Smith nails the conversion. It's been an exemplary afternoon from the boot from him.
Look.
And for England, well, half-time whistle goes. 6 tries scored. A real show of forward dominance at half-time. It's England 42, Canada 14. The thoughts of Ugo Monye, Joe Marler with Io after the break.
Set of heels, so I want to see the ball in his hand more.
And Chris, as far as Canada are concerned,
I think they'd be happy with their attack. When they had the ball in the 22, they did well. It's just defending those English mauls. England have clearly got dominance in that area, and hopefully they've sorted some of that at half-time.
there is that end-of-term feeling, but England remain fully focused. It is the last match here, of course, until we come into those autumn internationals, and so many of these players with 12 players away with the Lions. Others like George Ford, Johnny May, those players who are just doing a bit of R&R. They will be wanting to impress in these shirts, hoping they get a real shot to win them back come November.
Inside, use it!
Randall. Out to the left for Ewells. England penalty early doors.
Tackler. Tackler, no release.
Yeah, nice and clear from the ref saying that Lloyd didn't release after he'd made the tackle. It's an easy out for England and a nice attacking opportunity for them.
Red. Push. Look, I spoke to in the first half. I'm not going to keep on speaking in the second half. You got your mark. I'll bring them in. You're in control of these. You're in control of these, and I'll set it up. Push. 1 metre, England.
Pulls in from Plamar. Down from Randall. Smith. More superb carrying work from Ellis Genge. Randall. Slade. Oh, and he's just given it away. But there was a loud blast on the whistle from referee Craig Evans. Canada offside.
Offside from the previous breakdown, never got back onside.
Slade gets away with one.
You'd think Canada might know that Ellis is coming now. He did that all first half. And he's just made another 15 metres.
I think they do know, but there's not much you can do about it when
Very true.
A baby rhino runs at you. Has he lost the baby status now he's captain?
He's full rhino now, is he? I think he likes the baby part.
On me.
He's got a coaching clinic at the minute called Baby Rhino. He'd probably be happy I've said that.
7. 14.
Overthrow. It's going to be Rumble.
Release.
Tidying things up. Brodie fires it back for Nelson.
Red in front, hold, stop! Now you can go.
It's going to bounce away from Thockiner-Singer. He's determined to go and get the ball himself.
Yes, a decent clearance from Nelson there.
Yes.
Often when you see the ball passed back so far, they lose that distance from the 9 to the 10, but he's given it a farewelly to get it into the England half.
Blamire. 3 tries now and 2 caps. Randall for Smith. Thockiner-Singer, one-handed on for Dombrandt. Quick recycle through Smith again. Stewart off the right toe. Radwan gives chase. Not a lot of time or room for Cole Davis to do much under the pressure of Smith's tackle.
Off yours.
Use!
Killarney.
Stay there, Q.
Use it, 9!
From inside is 22, but this is going to come down into the arms of Freddie Stewart. Thockiner-Singer, was he almost taken a little high by Kanoa Lloyd there? I think the assistant on the near side is offering that advantage now. Randall looking to probe round the fringes. Thockiner-Singer being invited onto it again. Little and large, the pair of them for England. Kelly ships it on.
Still advantage England from the high tackle.
Smith.
Okay.
It's good work from Dombrandt, then one over the top.
I'm going to take it off the ball by England 4, so I'm going back to the first defence. We'll knock high tackle by Canada on England 14.
So we're coming back for the high tackle.
Bit of 4 off the ball. But I'm going back to the first defence.
It's always an interesting one as a winger when you've got a man the size of Joe Thockiner-Singer coming at you. Because if you go where you need to go, there's quite a lot of muscle around those legs.
High tackle.
And a lot of bony bits. He jumped, I think. He did, Lloyd. He jumped into the air trying to tackle Big Joe. Not a good option. We're seeing Joe a lot. He's all over the place at the minute.
Perfect.
And sometimes when England are actually getting...
Yeah, I just spoke to him as a captain again, wasn't it?
Getting actual go forward, and they want to go to the width. The wingers aren't actually there. So I'd like to see him, if he's going to come and work, get back to his wing as soon as he can.
Edge of the white lads.
Interesting, the TMO coming through into Craig Evans' ears saying about Harry Wells wanting to have a look at him because he is giving away too many penalties at the moment.
Well, it's his second row colleague who brings it down from the line-out, and then it's Dan Kelly as well. Looking to barge his way through, as is Ellis Genge, and Genge is over for the score. He's been arriving at pace throughout the match, and England's vice-captain opens the scoring in the second half. England picking up where they left off.
He's had some wonderful carries already in open play, but to be that direct, that close to the line, there was no stopping this man. It's a really good build-up play from Kelly, nice and simple, cutting it short and round the corner. Look at that, riding the tackle, great body height, awesome finish.
He's been England's best player so far. The way he just explodes into the tackle. He almost goes slow till he gets to the person and then explodes into it.
Yeah, I think...
well, the conversion is added by Marcus Smith, but he may not be aware right now that his afternoon has just got a little bit more interesting. We are hearing that Marcus Smith has just been called up to the British and Irish Lions.
Really?
Indeed, breaking news, Chris Ashton.
And I think, as you said that, my jaw hit the floor, just with all the listeners.
Finn Russell, we understand, will be staying with the squad. But the news we're being passed is that Marcus Smith is being called up, so...
I think maybe you should shout down to him.
I think he's got a few other things to sort out first. Unless he heard at half-time, of course. He may have found out a few minutes ago.
There's no way that news is getting to him. The most important focuses for this young man is this moment now.
That's incredible. What a season he's had.
Good
on him.
Well, what a moment that would be. Onto the field is Paul Hill. First England cap for 5 years.
Perfect.
Came off the bench in all three against Australia back in June 2016. Back to the line-up now, the Northampton Saints man.
His first one, bit too keen.
William Pasilier.
Bit too keen to fold in.
Also on from a Canadian perspective.
Balance, the rule process.
Although the focus has been there at the scrum time, there's been some interesting conversations between Marcus Smith, Harry Randall, Dom Brandt. Hopefully we're going to see some nice attacking play from that trio.
Bind. Set. Ball is out.
Smith lurking to the left. Randall will give it early, but it's going to go straight to Kelly, who looks to try and straighten through Kratt. Then Underhill takes 3 Canadians with him. Smith out for Kelly. Looking to try and step his way. It was a little loose on the offload, but it did go backwards, so England will try and tidy it up. Genge is waiting infield. Hill gets in, try and help secure it. Now it's Smith. Ball back in for Dom Brandt, and Dom Brandt continuing to rampage through the 22. He couldn't quite find Randall, and instead it's turnover ball for Canada. Cole Keith shipping it out, and Joe Thokanasiga has got to chase back, but I think the ball's going to beat everybody. Smith is wanting Thokanasiga to go quickly, and that he does. Now it's out for Radwan, and they want to give Radwan the full length of the pitch to go. In one way and out the other. Nelson did enough to slow the winger down, but now it's Underhill.
Step.
Smith wanting to show what skills England have in their armoury. Determined to convince Thokanasiga to go with that quick line out. It's good work from Stewart.
5 red offside.
Randall. Smith again, looking for that support line on the inside. Radwan is now calling for it out down this left-hand touchline again. Stewart now for Dom Brandt. They can isolate the last man here. Dom Brandt, one dummy, one give, another try for Adam Radwan. Flying into the corner for England. Taking them over the 50-point mark. What
a wonderful moment, and an awesome team try from England. Joe Thockiner-Singer with the skills to keep the ball alive. I think the crowd thought he was going to get the try on this moment, showing his pace in a clean set of heels. Marcus Smith doing a brilliant job looking after the ball and then shifting to the space. And Dombrandt, I think he could have done the dummy himself, but hey, give it to the quick man.
Yeah, that's what we wanted to see from England, transition play. Good 30-metre arm from Big Joe to throw the ball in quickly at the line out, and ends up in a try for England. And great second try for Radwan. He did perfect in the build-up, kept the ball in play. It's good to see him go through the phases.
Of course, it was a score. Well, it needed more of a finish like that from Radwan when he scored against Worcester at the start of last month. Eddie Jones was already keeping an eye on him. I think it was that score where Eddie Jones said, we're going to roll the dice and bring him in. He could be the first Egyptian to play for England, said Eddie Jones. Well, he's certainly repaying that faith. 2 tries for Radwan. Solid finish.
Apparently he has a bag of salt and vinegar crisps at half-time.
Is he 8? That's great. And a Mars bar and a cup of orange squash.
Great shout.
Smith is drilling another one through the uprights. We don't know if he knows he's going to become a British and Irish Lion. He will apparently be PCR tested at the end of the game and then flown out. So we won't be going anywhere near him.
Yeah, perfect.
Randall leaves the field. Dan Robson comes on. Might have a chance of playing scrum half this week rather than posted on the wing as he was last week.
Yeah, great opportunity for Harry Randall to get a second start, player of the match last week. But you do want to see Dan Robson in that 9 position. He's a wonderful player and does some brilliant stuff with Wasps, and now it's an opportunity in a white shirt.
Ben Lesage has also left the field for Canada, replaced by Quinn Ngawati. Nelson from inside his 22. Smith was well positioned. He's got Stewart to his left, plus Radwan, plus Kelly and Dombrandt lurking on the wing. Radwan, he fancied a little chip through there. Nelson well positioned.
Actually looked like he dropped the ball on the floor and kicked it, which would be classed as a knock-on, but hey, they're not looking back at it.
In the meantime, Connor Keys is just requiring some attention.
Use it, 9!
As you are.
Let's go!
Stewart looking to try and straighten. He's almost taking Cole Keith with him. Robson. England queuing up to try and get another one here, but it's all a little bit loose.
Pulled away.
Robson going again down the right-hand side. Genge was looking for someone on his outside who wasn't there, and now there's an advantage being played. Back in for Dombrandt.
Push.
Radwan's got his arm up again down on that far left corner, but I'm not sure it's going to get that far. Went straight into the face of Blamire.
Okay.
There was a penalty advantage being played.
Canada captain 7. Okay.
Dan Robson, he is yet to start for England, earning his 14th cap.
We ended up with a try, so we didn't need a chart. We've come back into 22, and now 14 is offside. We need space in this area. For people to play, have a word if we need to. Have a word. I need space, please. Yeah, time's off. Yeah, just play it.
I think one of the challenges that the Canadian defence have got is the big hard carries from the England players. They're absolutely dominating those collisions, which is meaning that the Canadians aren't getting back on side quick enough because they're not slowing the ball at the breakdown, which means that they're just struggling. And you know, you could hear there Craig Evans having a word with the captain, Rumble.
Yeah, I think we're starting to see the difference in the fitness levels now between the two teams. England clearly getting on top. Every carry is a gain line carry.
Did Eddie Jones ever come and say well done to you?
I don't think he did, you know. Just make a joke or give me some stick about whatever I was wearing, boots or something.
Time back on, 14 offside.
I'll take the positives where you get it.
Line. 7.
The man with the world at his feet.
England. Back 10.
Seems to be heading to South Africa.
Stay.
In the meantime, it's England who bring it down through Charlie Ewells, and then they get the rumble on towards the line. There's only going to be one result. It's another try for England. This time it's the skipper, Ludlow, comes up with the ball. Reward for his efforts.
Try was good, be very careful of the collapse of the goal line.
England have been wonderful at set piece. Their dominance has absolutely crippled the Canadian defence. And it's brilliant to see Lewis Ludlow, captain of his country on debut last week, and getting the shout again this week. And just simple, basic drills. The Canadian defence can't handle it. England sheer off, keep the momentum, and then it's a little flop over the line.
Yeah, time is off. Just having a little check in the back.
And Ludlow being replaced by Ludlam, who may have had an early mention in the game, courtesy of their names being too similar for my own liking. But there we are. England skipper makes way. Oh, I think we may be looking back at a knock-on here.
Okay, Tim or Ben,
Eddie Jones has been down pitch side, looking to get the cavalry prepared.
If the try hadn't been
it is Ludlam who comes on.
First
appearance for England for 17 months last week.
Check now, then if you've got a knock-on, if that knock-on has occurred before that action by 6 red.
Okay, the knock-on I'm going to show you is at the transfer from the ball carrier to the back man.
So let's have a look at this. This is what Craig Evans and Ben Whitehouse are looking at.
Showing you now.
So there's a bit of movement here as Langdon tries to
so you'll see it
get the
coming
ball
up on the screen.
transferred.
He drops it, it hits the man in front, and then he regathers it.
Okay, so everyone clears a knock-on on the transfer. Okay, so there's going to be a knock-on, maybe no try. The knock-on happens before the offence by 6, so that's null and void.
Yes.
So there'll be no try and a scrum to come there on the
trying to control it as Blamire comes round.
Such a shame. All of the England boys were in their half, apart from Marcus Smith, who's waiting for the try, for the conversion, sorry. I think sometimes with that, the amount of movement, the amount of speed that England have got, the handling to push the ball back is actually, it can get knocked by bodies.
Can he come back on and try and get his try now?
I was just thinking that. He's already been shepherd's crooked off the field, hasn't he? So
scrum red.
Disappointment for Lewis Ludlow. But he has been the captain for one of England's wins in the summer. You imagine it's going to be 2 over the course of the next 25 minutes.
Good. That's good.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Hold it.
Expect plenty more pressure from England. Front rows have come up.
Calm down, fella. Up. Reset. Boys, I think I was slightly to blame there. I think I had too big of a gap.
Just looking at
I had too big of a
Ellis
gap.
Genge's stats for the game so far. 11 carries, more than any other player. 65 metres and 10 tackles made. We're 55 minutes in.
Hit and hold.
Not a bad 55 minutes for a prop forward.
Pretty handy.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Hold it. Keep that up.
Referee trying to keep the scrum square.
Ball is out.
Says that the ball is out with Vikilani.
Lost.
Ripped on the floor. Ripped possession on the floor, 20 white. On the floor, ripped possession.
Yeah, Lewis Ludlam unlucky there because he did have hold of it. By all accounts, you could hear the England boys getting behind him saying, yes, you've got hold of it, but as soon as you go to floor, you're not allowed to play the ball, and that includes ripping it off somebody. You've got to do it whilst you're on your feet.
Okay, England 1 and Canada 12. There you are, perfect.
Beno Urbano coming onto the field to replace Ellis
Time is
Genge.
off. Hold the hooker, Chris. Hold the hooker.
Don't forget to keep in touch with us. Hashtag C4Rugby. Love to hear
Okay, if you're happy enough with
where
the
you're watching
continued
from,
one,
who you're
12
cheering
and a
on,
half.
what you're making of
Okay,
England and
thank you.
Canada this afternoon.
Time on.
Superb afternoon from Ellis
You
Genge.
receive at 9.
Chris
You
Ashton
receive
mentioning the stats there. 65 metres made in 11 carries, 10 tackles made. And he's got himself a meat pie for his troubles as well.
Sack is immediate.
He's also been
Sack was immediate. That was
like
fine.
a wrecking ball in that set piece. He's done such a big job. The jumpers don't go up on their own. He's part of that. He's had a superb shift today.
Down for Stewart. Singer running around him to get hold of it. Bouncing through 2 tackles. Still being clung onto. But it's there for England. Robson. It's a brilliant nudge from Dan Robson. He was taken out just as he made it. But he's just sent Canada marching back to their touchline.
Yeah, awesome kick from Dan Robson. He picked the ball up from an offload from Singer, who was just leaving the Canadian defenders all over the place.
How many? 3? 2. 2.
Henry Slade is looking after the captaincy, incidentally, while Vikilani is tidying things up at the back. But it's a penalty to England.
Down, please, 7
It's
down.
more brilliant work from Lewis Ludlam. Robson was having a look at a quick one. What's going to be the call?
Slady. Henry Slade's captain. Coming towards you, yeah.
It's going to be the decision from Henry Slade. Wants Smith to go for the corner.
I think what's impressive with England is the impact of the finishes.
On me.
Already Lewis Ludlam has got a turnover. Dan Robertson with the massive kick. Beno Urbano getting stuck in.
Down from Wales. England in the driving seat once more. Dan Robson adding his weight to it. It's another try from the catch and drive. The forward packer enjoying their afternoon against Canada. Paul Hill. Or was it Blamire? It was Blamire with a hat-trick. Front row union working hard together. Blamire finds himself on the end once more.
Yeah, where you are is good.
Wells doing the work. Blamire getting at the back and getting over for the score.
Awesome moment for him, and he definitely got that try leaving the field. No question about it. Superb drills, and that's what you want to see. A big hug for you, Lou said. Look at that smile.
Hat-trick. Hookers have careers and never get a hat-trick. He's got one for England in his second game.
Marcus Smith is having quite the afternoon, takes England up to 63 on the hour mark. Ugo Monye, former Harlequins man, and England, of course. Marcus Smith's summer is about to get even more interesting with that Lions call-up. What have you made of that news?
It's quite incredible, isn't it? When you look at the rise of a man in what he's done in such a short space of time. He's been very open about his ambitions. He says he doesn't just want to play for England, he wants to be the best player in the world, and he's going to be in some incredible company over the next few weeks, the time of his life. But selfishly, he's a little bit of a stitch-up, because I'm meant to be going to Euros final with him tomorrow. But so I'm a bit gutted, but I couldn't be happier for him. So Marcus Smith just capping off what's been an extraordinary year for him.
Certainly has indeed. By the way, I think Chris Ashton's after that spare ticket.
No chance.
Good competition.
Good take from Radwan, and Radwan is on his bike and away, and he thinks he's got the beating of Nelson, and he certainly has. Radwan scores another one. England with a second hat-trick, hero of the afternoon.
What a wonderful moment for this young player. the aerial skills to take the ball, and the acceleration is absolutely ridiculous. Dan Robson with a brilliant box kick, because actually Adam Raban could get underneath it. There was no chance Nelson was catching him.
No, you don't often these days get to see players get a 60-metre run, and just to see him in full flight there after about 20 metres, you could see his acceleration really kick in. He is quick.
Well, Marcus Smith has a personal tally of 14 so far in this match. Chance to add another couple, take England up to 70. Up to 16 now for Smith. England 70, Canada 14. Beno Urbano bouncing off Canadians for fun. Seven, 70 points is the most points England have scored since they played Canada in 2004. Urbano again. Robson. Plenty for Eddie Jones to ponder once things conclude today. People like Blamire putting their hands up. Radwan as well, giving an amazing showing on an England debut. Solid tackle from replacement Callum Chick, who is onto the field. Joe Marchant is on as well, incidentally.
It's lost.
Nelson. Oh, it's loose. Underhill looking to try and pray.
Forward on the
loose ball, it's gone forwards from Canada. It's ill what they could afford.
There's some good defence from England, lining up, making sure they've got front foot, putting a lot of pressure on the skills of the Canadians. Chris mentioned earlier about the fatigue, and it is tough for this side, isn't it, Chris? Coming in and playing two Tier 1 nations back-to-back, hardly any training time. Do you think they've done well, though?
Oh, yeah, amazingly well. Kinsey Jones, a coach, before the game, was pretty honest about that, and they're just grateful for being allowed this opportunity to play against opposition like England. It's invaluable to them, really, as they move forward to qualify for the World Cup. They need fixtures like this just to experience it.
And it is a pretty special place to come, Twickenham. We don't have 82,000, but we have 10. They're still making quite a bit of noise, aren't they?
Yeah, it's just great to see people back in here again. And next season, I'm really looking forward to it being full again. It'd be amazing. It feels like it's been so long.
Number 10.
A little bit more colour in their outfits than yours today, in the all black, Chris. But
well, now we see the entrance of George Furbank, which means we see the exit of one Marcus Smith. Make sure you stick around, incidentally, towards the end of our coverage, because, well, we are hoping to speak to Marcus Smith. That's, of course, depending on he's being rushed away, but we may just be seeing the moment.
It's a taxi side.
Yeah, he's being advised that he has a flight booked.
Crouch. Bind. 1, 2. Set. 1, 2, 3. Hold it.
We will certainly be planning to speak to Marcus at the end of the match, so do stay with us. Robson then, in the meantime, trying to get England on the front foot once more. Furbank straight off the bench and into the action. England calling for it to the right again from Robson. Then Furbank, great angle, but Dombrand couldn't quite hold it. We're coming back for a penalty.
I'm sorry.
Furbank is off to an absolute flyer.
Yeah.
Northampton Saints man earning his 4th cap, got his 3rd against France.
17. Under pressure, standing up.
And there is a smile on the face of Marcus Smith.
Yeah, he looks happy, doesn't he?
Someone's not too keen on us having a little look into the inner circle.
Just square and forward first.
What a moment, though, for the young man last week. Doing such a good job in his first cap, scoring a try. But the second cap is the hardest one. You've got to come back and you've got to back it up. And he's not just done that, he's nailed every single kick and he's been brilliant.
Who's going to pack his bag? Look at his mum's at home packing his bag.
Are you offering?
Just to note as well that the Furbank's come on at 10.
Yes, he certainly has. There is plenty more rugby, of course. Ireland against the USA tonight, 7:15. That one is on the Channel 4 Sport YouTube channel. Lions Tour match highlights. They are available on all four. Of course, we're getting to the test matches. 24th, 31st of July, 7th of August. Catch those test match highlights on Channel 4. Plenty to enjoy in the summer of rugby, even though it may be an end-of-term feeling at Twickenham. Canada trying to work their way out of the 22. Under a ton of pressure. William Pasilier, Stade Francais man, scored on his club debut off the bench in November last year when Stade beat Toulouse.
Use it! Stay behind him. Stay.
Paul Hill trying to put all the pressure on. It's down for Radwan. Back in for Stewart. Radwan looking to offer himself again, but Stewart just stepping into the tackle of Cole Keith. Then it's Ewells. Played well, Ewells. Done the simple stuff. Carried well. That's just a little drop backwards from Kelly. Ludlam didn't feel he was held, so started to get back up, but was then pinned back down. Urbano offering himself to the left-hand side. And his third cap. Then Slade popping up at first receiver, then Furbank, but it was loose. Canada get their hands on the ball. Through Davis. Pasilier. Back in field, Sears Duru. Tackle made by Furbank. Nelson. Just into the hands of Eric Howard, one of the more experienced campaigners in the red shirts, but that's just been knocked forwards. And you sense that the Canadian side are just tiring now.
Yeah, just watching George Furbank though. He's normally plies his trade at Northampton at fullback. He's come on here at fly half. I think Eddie actually sees him as wanted to be a fly half a little bit more. And just his positioning there was a little bit wrong, and that's kind of what we're doing. The crossover from 15 to 10 is quite a big difference. So Eddie's putting a lot of responsibility on him there, coming on in a game like this and playing fly half.
Yeah, it's not just his positioning for getting the ball, it's also the forwards around him so that he can bring other people into the game. This is where you're probably going to see Henry Slade step up as well. I think it was the Beno Urbano carry that is now the reason for Vicolani coming off.
Yeah, we're seeing Connor Keys back into the action. Played a bit of rugby at Rotherham Titans, did Keys. 20th cap for him this afternoon. It's the head injury assessment for Vicolani. Of course, like last week, where Gary Gold was very keen to stress the importance of the USA representing the MLR well, it is true with Canada to a strong degree as well. Players playing in a team like the Toronto Arrows, Giltinis, Rugby Atlanta, the Austin Gilbronis, Seattle Seawolves, players throughout the side competing in the MLR. Eddie Jones said last week's game there were 220 tackles and the ball was in play for 42 minutes. I wonder they may be feeling it a little. Robson for England, missed pass to Stewart, then it finds Radwan again. Just a little hitch kick into the air. Effectively bought the Canadian defence a bit of time to make the hit. Then Ludlam. Trying to bounce through one, head down.
Push back, back, back.
Slade, sensing he may need to have a bit of help to Robson.
You can't rip the ball on the ground.
Canadians thought they'd won that back, but they were working on the floor, and that is illegal. 10 tries so far for England at Twickenham this afternoon.
On me here, lads, on me.
Look, without just staying in the fight as long as you can. You can't do much there. That's the advantage there.
Looking to try and build towards number 11. Langdon has overthrown though.
Hughes!
Facilier. Radwan backtracking. Done well to just pat that back in field. Off for Stewart. Marchant wants it on the outside, but Stewart finds a way to just straighten and make 8 or 9 metres. Short side again. Radwan wanting to try and make this little chip pay off. Hasn't on that occasion. Peter Nelson did really well. Swatted away a few initially interested in defence.
Advantage, high tackle.
Urbano knew immediately that he just started to make a high shot, got out of there, but penalty advantage is already being played. Up to their own 10-metre line. Rumble plays it away for Keys.
Yeah.
Back onto the field with HIA.
Got 2 advantages now, Canada.
England defending stoutly. Canada wanted to try and make the most of this penalty advantage. The chip forward. Oh, momentarily might have been won.
Okay, you've got no advantage.
The battle of the 15s as Cooper Coates came through, but Stewart was the winner. They come back for the penalty advantage.
Captain, lads. Okay.
We're just seeing that there's been a bit of an impact with the changes that have come onto the pitch. England just need to get control back of this game, not let this last 8 minutes or so get away from them. Want to finish strong. Got a lot of new caps who played in these last 2 games, so they want to finish off with a good show of themselves and just leave a message for Eddie Jones coming into the next season.
Just an extra step for the breakdown, please, lads. Yes. Perfect. I thought so. Thank you. Thank you, man.
I think it's always hard too, Nolly, at 70 points to 14 for you.
Line's yours, England, okay?
You know your job's done, and it's hard to stay on track and stay in the system. You want to kind of do your own thing a little bit.
England push.
But Eddie Jones has made a very big point of saying this is the opportunity, and for the boys coming off the bench, they haven't had as many minutes, so they will want to make the most out of every one. But like you say, sometimes you can try that little bit too hard when the game just needs to be settled.
Canada. Well, it was a real opportunity for them on the edge of England's 22, but the line-out's not gone their way, so Slade will feed Radwan, and then Stewart, and back in field for Slade. Tackle was made by Nguati, but now Radwan. There for Robson. Furbank feeding it away. Robson asking questions around the ruck, knowing that a few Canadians were loitering in an offside position. That was an easy win for Dan Robson.
Back offside. Yeah, 20 red. Offside in the way of the 9.
There was no way he was going to be able to get onside Smith. The ball was so fast. England shifting it on turnover, which is what you want to see. Some brilliant clear-outs in these wider channels. They haven't allowed the Canadians to turn over when the ball carriers got a little bit isolated. I think the breakdown work has been brilliant. It's just what they then do on the next couple of phases if the outside backs are taken in to the breakdown and the forwards are having to step up.
Where you are is perfect. 5.
In from Langdon. Ludlam brings it down.
Knock on.
The ball's a little bit loose. I think it was a little drop from Langdon, and Canada coming away with it. They could put a bit of width on it here. They might have a chance to try and play. It's away from Robbie Povey. Now they find it all the way out. Davis.
Push.
Here's Rugby with the Austin Gilgronis. Does Davis. Canada have worked their way outside the 22. Povey.
Hughes.
Slow ball. It's Facilier plays it off. Penalty
Not supporting
Canada.
weight, 20. Not supporting your weight. Slowing down the ball. Stay on your feet.
Another penalty conceded by Ludlam.
Good off.
There's been some really brilliant performances. We've seen 2 hat-tricks in this game, but for me, the player of the match has to be this man, Ellis Genge. His control, his front foot carries. Chris listed off his stats: 11 carries, 65 metres made, 5 defenders, 10 tackles. He's smashed it in set piece. He's been calm, he's been controlled, and I just think he has shown a different side to his game in these last 2 test matches, which is wonderful.
Got to give a special mention for Radwan, haven't we? Hat-trick on debut. He's had a great game. But
I feel a bit harsh, but
Radwan wouldn't have had the opportunities if Ellis hadn't done the hard work, making breaks off the lineouts. He has been very dominant today. You have got to give him that.
see, us outside backs do like the front row, really.
Oh, lovely to hear. Lovely to hear.
And 20 side entry, 17 and 20 side entry.
Well, referee Craig Evans is listing England players that are conceding penalties for fun at the minute. Kick pass has gone out towards Kainoa. Lloyd, as Stewart gets away, there was always a penalty advantage being played.
And 20 entry on the open side, 2 offences.
Povey putting Canada into England's 22.
England, you had a warning regarding numbers, penalties.
One man.
Referee reminding England that they're under a penalty warning, or maybe more than
Remember
that.
the warning, England.
Eric Howard, Nola Goldhooker, goes to the middle. Loose again, though, and the set piece is really creaking from a Canadian perspective. Marchant going in to try and play it away. Canada looking to try and ruck back and get their possession on it. Now it becomes a penalty as they come in around the side, according to a referee.
From the side, not you.
Let's go.
Side. Entry.
Oh, it's good.
Henry Slade taking on the kicking responsibilities with the left boot. He's mistouched though. Kainoa Lloyd gets the offload away to the hands of Nguati. Oh, they've done well to find Lesage. Tiptoeing down the right-hand side. Oh, and it was well held in midfield as well, but it's Henry Slade who's jumped to the floor to spare England's blushes.
Inside. Use it, 9. Use.
Robson given the hurry-up call. It's there for Langdon. Earning his second cap for England.
Use it.
Robson has another little look. That one was safe.
Adam Radwan saw the 4th try interception on that there from Canada's attack. Got himself caught out. Desperate to get another try, and I can't blame him, to be honest.
Although that pass from Povey across the front of the English defenders was unbelievable. The speed of the ball allowed them, there was no chance of them being able to readjust.
Down from Canada. That was much tidier. Nguati. Of course, when he was representing Toronto Wolfpack in Super League, he became the first Canadian-born player to play professional rugby league in Nguati. Canada probing that far side. Clock into the final minute. Very much a job done by England at Twickenham. course, Canada will have those Rugby World Cup qualifiers coming in September. This will no doubt be helping those combinations, helping them get used to taking the big hits. Another big one comes in on Donald Carson.
Use.
Stewart coming forward under that high ball and taking it safely and cleanly. He's acquitted himself well in an England shirt over the last couple of weeks. Then it's out for Langdon. Dips the shoulder into the contact. Marchant is there once more. Oh, then it was just knocked forwards.
Nice. Okay, lads,
the knock-on
by white
will bring about
and by red. That's the game.
Craig Evans' final whistle. And England, having run in 10 tries, have defeated Canada resoundingly. Plenty of new report cards to give Eddie Jones food for thought over his summer holidays. Hat-trick from the likes of Jamie Blamire and Adam Radwan this afternoon. Harry Randall and Marcus Smith, a new axis for him at halfback. But they have done a good job this afternoon. It's the end of term and time to take a break as far as England are concerned. Canada, bigger prospects for the next World Cup coming up.